Duel Review is brought to you by NexusDigitalComics.com. On today's Duel Review, it's Moribito. I'm RJ.
And I'm Nick.
Let's get to it.
Welcome to Thursday the 9th of February. We're doing the anime Moribito.
Yes, that's right. 2007. This is another one that I found thanks to Adult Swim. I didn't actually see it on Adult Swim, but I did see an ad, which made me interested. I love the feudal Japan stuff, and focused on a strong female character, so I thought I'd give it a shot.
Yep, win-win.
26 episodes, so it's not very long. It's a complete story, though. They didn't have to like pull funding in the middle or something like some of those. I hate it when they do that, but this one is a complete story.
Yep.
I was expecting something different. It is not what I first expected, which is kind of a, action-packed, spear-wielding adventure, whatever. It is that, but only in parts.
Right.
It's more akin to a drama. Having said that, I really enjoy this, so I really like this.
Yeah.
But it is slower than one might expect. The action scenes that are present are really good, badass. It focuses on Balsa, not the wood. It's a character. She's a female spear wielder, and Chagum, which is the Emperor's second prince.
Son.
Yeah, the second prince of the Emperor. The Emperor's second prince. That means the son.
Gotcha.
Prince means son of the king. Yeah.
Gotcha. I see where you're going with that.
Be nice, be nice. Okay. So Chagum, basically the story is Balsa is a bodyguard.
Right.
She is trying to atone for 8 lives that she has caused to end.
We can't inadvertent.
Don't give it away.
Okay.
She feels responsible for 8 lives,
Gotcha.
and she's trying to make amends for that.
That's a good way of putting it.
The 8th life ends up being the second son, who is accused of being possessed by a water demon. Well, not possessed, not like forced to move like the demon's will. There's an egg inside of him that lives there, and will at some point come out. And
so he is the unwitting host of a parasite.
So the Emperor
that'll burst from his chest.
The Emperor has an older son, so he's like, well, I hate to do it, but I need to, basically command the death of my other son. And in fact, he's supposed to take the life himself, because as legend has it, that's the only way you can get rid of the water demon.
Right.
Anyway, the mother can't bring herself to, end Chagum's life or, to give him over. So she runs into Balsa, and she sees Balsa as a strong character. Balsa does not act selfish. She's got a regalness about her, even though she's a peasant or whatever.
Commoner.
But she can tell that she's a strong warrior or whatever. So she charges her with taking Chagum and protecting him, getting him out of the palace, and living incognito. And of course they'll fake his death and so on and so forth. So Balsa says no, kind of at the very beginning, but soon she does accept this challenge. She's on the 8th life. She sees it as this is my opportunity. This is what fell on my lap. So I'm going
to finally atone for.
She's a sucker for doing what's right.
Right.
So she does take him, and then so Chagum and Balsa go off into the peasant world. Balsa is kind of a celebrity of sorts. I mean, like, people know of her.
Yeah, people know of her. They know that she is a talented spear
wielder, and there's actually someone who wants to kill her, which she runs into, and yada yada yada.
And that was an interesting episode.
It was, yeah.
Because there was a tale that a teacher told in that episode. Okay. The problem that I have with this episode is it suddenly takes Balsa into her own animality, which is kind of uncharacteristic for her up until this point.
Sort of, but she's also dealing with she's been charged early on with taking life.
Right.
So she decides not to ever take another life, which is really hard when somebody's trying to kill you, which says, I'm going to battle to you to the death, and then you can't take their life. Well, they're just going to keep coming after you. And we won't get into that too much because I don't want to ruin the story. But there is a lot of interesting drama elements.
She's a tiger.
Oh, that's the story the teacher tells.
Right,
yeah,
right.
and so that's kind of interesting. There's also a story to do with Balsa's mentor, and it's kind of a similar situation to her and Chagum. Her and Jigoro is her master of swords. He was a mighty spearsman that takes her away. You know, her father says, "Please take her. They're going to kill her, and they're going to kill me and kill her." They end up killing him, but she gets away, and she has to live with this man on the lam. And she eventually asks to be taught how to wield a spear, and they're like, "You're a girl, you can't do it," but she shows her prowess and eventually gets taught.
And she becomes the greatest spear wielder ever.
I don't.
Maybe not ever, but she's really good.
She is really good. Anyway,
really awesome. And like you said, the fight scenes when they're sparse, but when they do happen, they are so awesome.
And there's okay, go ahead.
I was gonna say, like with that one fight scene where she is a tiger, or where she, where she meets the person who's trying to kill her.
Right.
Yeah, is so awesome.
Early on, there's a big fight, and you're like, who are these characters?
Mm-hmm.
And it really doesn't get explained till the end. In fact, when I bought the first CD, and it had season 1 and 2, which the seasons are only like 3 episodes long.
Yeah.
So that's kind of silly. But anyway, after the 4th episode or whatever, I was like, who are these characters? I don't understand this at all. I don't get it. It totally makes sense when you watch the end of it. It totally makes sense. I know, whatever. Having said that, Chagum is the emperor's son, and so he's like this highfalutin. He's always got the best of the best. He's never had to buy anything, and so he has these things where he's like, why do commoners feel the need to give money to people? And it's like, because they need food. They're like trading it for goods. It's like, I don't understand this. Why don't they just help that person? It's like, well, because they don't have money, or whatever. They don't like that person or whatever. He just doesn't understand this thing.
Like that person.
It's very interesting. So she has to kind of get him to speak like the locals and act more like the locals so he can blend in. Otherwise, obviously he sticks out like a sore thumb. And so there's this little, maternal stuff that starts popping up. She pushes him into a relationship with some other boys his age and a girl around his age and whatever. They go out and
trying to make him a little more common.
They take over a mill. And so, so these kids have come to
they
have their
buy
grain.
The mill.
Well, they want to have their grain milled. And so she accepts the job, and Chagum goes off with them, and there's a festival, and yada yada yada. So there's a lot of fun. There's a lot of drama elements. There's a lot of life elements. It's not all action packed. It's not like Samurai Champloo or something. I mean, that's kind of what I was expecting, because that was the last feudal Japan that I remember. Samurai Champloo, even though that had the interesting music put in there and that kind of attitude. I was expecting it to be a little bit more action packed, but it wasn't. But I wasn't disappointed. I really did enjoy it. You haven't watched the whole thing, but you do enjoy it.
Yeah, absolutely. It is a great series. And like you said, it was something that I was expecting one thing but got another, but I'm still very, very satisfied with what I got.
The art is good. It's really solid.
Yes.
I wouldn't say that it's like unique or beautiful or anything, but it is very polished. So I guess it is beautiful. But.
Right. And one thing to note that he keeps saying feudal Japan, but it's not really feudal Japan because there are 2 moons. So it means it is on a place similar to feudal Japan.
That brings us into the spiritual thing. There's a big spiritual element to this. The 2 moons are, I forget what they call them, but there's the spirit world and the human world, and they cross over.
So the one moon is like the sun of the spirit world, I think they said, and then the one moon is their moon.
They're intertwined, and it has a lot to do with the egg that's inside Chagum.
Right.
Madame Toragai is this old cranky lady that you've
magic something or other. Because
there are two factions. There's like the Star Readers, who have basically the legend of the water demon in one way, and then there's Madame Toragai and Tanda, who have it a different way. So one is more positive, one is more negative, and they find out that not all is what it seems. Early on, you meet a Star Reader that has been charged with training Chagum, and becomes his teacher and
the long
watcher, the long silver-haired guy. And he shows up again throughout the film, and he's always a force for good, even though he's kind of at one point, he's the one that told everybody that the kid was possessed and kind of gave him over to death.
And he's also at one point kind of hunting him as well.
Kind of, but he definitely respects his master. It's a very interesting little interplay there.
A lot of good dynamic going on.
And then there's Tanda, who he's a medicine man kind of. He's the apprentice to
it's odd. He calls
guy.
himself an herbologist, and not even when he's just like trying to throw people off his track. He genuinely considers himself an herbologist in that he uses plants and anything to make medicine, but he's also a magician of sorts, or not a magician.
No.
Madam?
He deals with the spirit world.
Yeah,
he knows a little bit. He's been trained a little bit. But anyway, he's often been healing Balsa. He definitely has a thing for her, but she's kind of kept love, on the sides because she has this mission.
Yeah, but I think she likes
people.
Him too.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely suggested that they will have a life at some point. But right now, she's focused on those 8 lives she needs to atone for. So anyway. If you can manage to sit there and watch it and not have to have flashy fun all the time, which it does have, like I say, some good fight scenes. If you can manage to do that, then I think you'll really enjoy this.
Yeah, I'm surprised that you even worded it that way, because I can't imagine anyone sitting there going, "Oh, it needs to be action 100% of the time."
I totally think there's tons of people that would be like, I don't like this.
Really?
Because the first 2 episodes are kind of slow. Actually, all the episodes are kind of slow.
I don't...
Anybody that genuinely loves anime will like it, but people who are just into Bleach and it's very action-packed and weird and off the cuff, and this is almost like a real life drama. This is like The Last Samurai or something like that. That movie with Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
It has that similar feel. It's like you get to know these people slowly. It's not an all at once kind of thing.
Okay.
It's not episodic. It's definitely, you should watch them all together if you can. Having said that, it is really fun, but you disagree? You
think
that,
I liked it a lot.
No, I mean, you disagree that everybody will like this?
Oh,
You think that everybody will just pick it up right away? I definitely think that people are going to be turned off because it's slow.
Well, I think that it has enough action to keep the action people interested, but it's got a lot of everything else. So.
It's not as weird as Shiguri, but I'd kind of say it's like Shiguri. Like, you couldn't even get past the first couple episodes in Shiguri, though.
Well, that's because I keep wanting to think of, like, Sugar Ray, and then,
And then you get all hyped up and excited because you love that music.
I do.
All right, well, that's it. Moribito, check it out.
Yeah, it is a good watch. I haven't finished watching all of it, but, it is one that once I start watching, I go episode to episode and can't stop until something forces me to.
All right, follow us on Facebook, subscribe to YouTube, support us any way you can.
And if you're going to Emerald City Comic Con, please let us know. I'm trying to think it, Tommy.
And comments.
Comments.
That's it. See you tomorrow.
Bye. Tomorrow?
No! Oh,
yeah!
It's so stupid. Oh, come on. See, it's like I don't try and I get it. But I try and I don't get it. Now I know how you feel. Aww.
Now I know how you feel?
Coming up next, it's Accepted, the movie.
It's nice. It's okay to not comment, but it's not okay to comment on the fact that you're not commenting.
No comment. Yeah, let's just not say anything specific. We'll just react. Because we know we're really close to each other. I mean, when we shoot, not like...
Oh.
Moribito!
You're like, ah.
– 26 episodes. Shagum. Tanda. Toragai. Jigoro. Saya. The Blue Hand.
The Blue Hand.
And the Sword Smite.
I don't know what you just said.
Sword Smite?
Was that what you said?
No.
I was in the middle of saying Blue Hand. I couldn't hear myself. Or hear yourself.
You're adorable.
Okay, honestly...
I'm running out of nice things to say.
Yeah, you're being creepy about it, too.
You smell not horrible. You are not much ugly. I can't do this. Fine.
Thank you. Back to class.